All right, that was quite the break. I don't know that I rested as much as I worked through the break, just to get a few things done before we met again, and here we are. So those bales we were looking at in the last episode have now wrapped themselves. Okay, they didn't wrap themselves. I took it upon myself to run into town and spend some money on a bale wrapper. Chose this color. I guess I could have gone just with plain white, I guess, but went with something a little bit different. So we chose this color, got all the bales wrapped. While we were in town, I bought the bale wrapper and got some more chicken feed. I figured while we were there and I had the loading forks on the front of the tractor, I might as well pick up some food. So we got some more food for the chickens. This is the bale wrapper here. So we pretty much maxed out all the money we had, when we purchased this baler and this wrapper. So it's all part of the plan, though. I mean, this is equipment that we're going to get to use. We essentially, it's kind of like when, we were talking about averaging out the cost of these pits. We essentially buy them now, and as we get more and more bales off and sell them, it really sort of takes the overall cost down. These are both ready. This is 100%, 55%. Okay. So, I mean, in this episode, we got a few things to do. So I did get those bales wrapped. We did manage to feed the chickens a little bit. In a previous run where I had a little bit of time off camera, I did cut down some trees in order for us to be able to get these bales off the field. So couple things to think about. I'm not using auto load in this series at all. I'm only using auto load. I'm only using everything's manual. So I could on one hand just use the trailer that we have right there and start using the forks and loading bales onto that. That is not a long-term solution. I plan on definitely expanding the grass work. So we're going to be, bales are going to be a part of our ongoing life here on the farm and an opportunity for us to make some money. So I think investing in the proper equipment now makes sense. That's why we got the wrapper and the baler. But where are these logs? I got some logs sitting back here. So getting the proper trailer right now to move the bales makes sense. Now there's a couple options we have. It's funny when you start doing the math, you sort of look at what makes sense. So there's these are all 150 centimeter silage bales that we've got, and then there's a couple bale loaders that would work. So there's an $18,000 option that we can tow behind us. It'll pick up bales as it goes. It will carry 8 bales at a time, or then we can up to like $50,000 for a trailer that will carry 24 bales. We might have a hard time towing a trailer that has 8 bales on it, let alone 24 bales. So it's something to consider. We're gonna have to look at that to determine whether or not we even have the horsepower to move more than 8 bales at a time. But essentially at $18,000 for 8 bales, I think it's like 18.5. It works out to like because it's essentially 1/3 of the amount of bales I can move with the bigger trailer. So I'm gonna put the weight on. Dang it! Maybe we can back up with these logs. This might be a failed experiment here. Hold on, let's get the weight. All right, anyways, what I was saying is if we get the trailer that carries 8 bales at a time, transports 8 bales at a time, that's fine. But when you look at the trailer that carries 24 bales, it's not as simple math as taking the cost of the trailer that tows 8 bales, multiplying it by 3, and then it works out evenly. This is essentially, it's kind of like when you go to the grocery store and you save money for buying multiples. You're going to save money by buying and transporting the one that transports 24 bales than you will over the one that transports 8. I'm sure that math makes no sense, or not even math, whatever I just talked about. I know the math makes sense, but the explaining probably doesn't make sense. Anyways, I don't know that we should be trying to afford the one that takes 24 bales right now, because it is 50 grand, so we'd have to do like 4 loads of logs, probably maybe even an additional one. 5 loads of logs just for that trailer. We don't have tons of bales yet, so maybe the one that tows 8 is the right one for us right now. I mean, so what if we have to make a few trips? It's not like anything's very far right now. And then we would have some value out of that trailer in the future when we go to sell it for the bigger one. And I think with our horsepower right now, the horsepower availability, we're sort of probably going to max out at the 8 bale to transport right now anyway. So why is that log that heavy that I can't pick it up? Or is it just because I'm on a hill? All right, let's get rid of that log. Let's flip around the other side here. All right, let's get, we're gonna get a load of logs. As you can see, I've just started without even mentioning what we're doing. We're getting a load of logs set up here so we can afford to buy a trailer to pick those bales up out of the field. Once we got the bales picked up out of the field, we're going to plow the field. And then really we got to get it prepared for planting. Definitely want to plant some grass. Don't know what else we want to plant, so we still have to figure that out. All right, so we only want 3 of these logs. We don't want that one long one there. Oh, and the one's not even going to come with us. There we go. I just got to find some trees for this to fit through. Yeah, okay, so anyways, like I was sort of trying to say there, let's get these logs loaded up, and we'll head to town to get these sold, and then we'll determine whether or not we got to do a second load before we can afford the bale trailer. But anyways, we're gonna get a little bit of work behind us here.
I live down the road from Buddy's barroom. I got a running tab that's done run away. Sometimes I think I'm whistling past the graveyard. Last night I got so drunk I didn't even know my name. But the beer is cold and the music's always playing, and the jukebox is the best there is in town. Safety free at happy hour, country songs and whiskey sours can cheer up any man who's feeling down. We say Jesus ain't an easy man to talk to. Heaven never sounded all that night, but you feel a little better singing, drinking songs together. A little 16 bars of paradise. Well, a bunch of boys come in right after midnight. They finished up late shift, so I hear. Mickey looks so tired it might fall over, but he heads straight for the jukebox and he orders him a beer. Well, his home's a wreck, he been bouncing checks, he got bills that's piling high. They asked the good Lord for some help, but he got no reply. And he said, Jesus ain't an easy man to talk to.
All right, let's see what we get for this. I don't know. I'm thinking, I can't see why this still wouldn't be somewhere around that $17,000, $18,000 range. I tried not to get too greedy. I probably could have overloaded the front trailer a little bit more, and I probably could have hand cut some smaller logs and put them on the second trailer, but I figured, you know what, let's get here. That's the main thing. So anyways, we'll see what we get. I mean, if we got to go do one more load here before we can afford to buy something, that's cool too. Oh, never mind. 22, almost $23,000. Okay. Wow, that's fantastic. So the trailer that I had in mind that loads 8 bales at a time is $18,500. I don't think I have a third trailer here, do I? We're going to do this. We're going to get one more load of logs just for the log trailer. And then we're going to bring that back because we know we can hook the new bale trailer to the back of the log trailer and get that bale trailer back. Yeah, I was kind of struggling as I was loading these logs on manually, as you saw with the forks. I mean, it doesn't take a super long time. It would be way faster, obviously, with an auto load, but I'm not going to use auto load. So I was thinking about the bales, thinking, well, you know, should I just get a flat trailer that I have to manually load all of the bales onto with the forks that I got on this tractor? But then in the end, I thought, you know what? I mean, there's some machine assisted loading trailers that are available, and I mean, I made the money. I legitimately cut trees down and sold them. I mean, we're in the hard economy, so if I have the option to buy that and it's going to save me a little bit of time, then you know what? Why not? Because as the operation grows, I mean, this is July, right? So we should get at least, I mean, if we get a grass field planted and all the rest of the sort of field grass and everything grows, we should get at least one more good cut out of what we've got going on here. I'm only going to be making silage bales right now. I'm not, looking to make grass bales or hay bales or anything like that right now. We're just going to go by the main farm here and dump that one trailer so we can put some stuff on a log trailer, and then we'll head over to the where those logs were. But yeah, I'm not getting into cows right away. So I don't need all the additional sort of feed options I would get from different bales, but right now we're just going to keep it simple. Plant some crops, get some silage, make some money. Cut down as many trees as we can. At some point, I think it's about $70,000 or so to get another piece of property. So at some point here, we'll want to get ourselves an additional piece of property that we can chop up, but right now, we're not going to worry about that. So let's take the last trailer in the procession here. Drop that. Oh, that's a bad place to drop it. Then I got to try to pick that up again later. Well, we'll figure it out. Nice thing is I got the forks, so you may see me putting the rear trailer in position with the forks before I hit connect versus trying to back one of these trailers up. All right, so just cruise through the trees here. Oh, there's logs right there. Oh, shoot. I forgot I had some logs over there. Anyway, we're going to take care of the pile right here. And then we should be able to take care of this pile, I think. Also be curious to see how much this trailer moves on me now that I don't have the additional trailer behind it holding it down, or holding it there. Need a heavier weight. Anyways, okay, let me get these loaded up. We'll get them sold, and then we'll essentially chat again here probably as we're ready to make a purchase. I think so far this has been a good example of why some machine-assisted bale lifter or whatever, bale loader would be good, because while the first sort of double load there that we picked up went really smooth, I thought no hiccups, we managed to get everything loaded, I looked like a pro. This one's been a disaster, not getting the balance point right on these logs and things just not working right. So this is a good example of how when a simple task, trying to do it manually can take way too long and really destroy the day. So this is just reminding me why I want to get that bale loader. And I mean, so what? We got to sort of settle for the one that only holds 8 bales right now. Still better than nothing, I think. Okay. Geez, yeah. I'm not even going to try to put any more. We're just going to take this. Be happy with it. I think this has still got to be over 10 grand, do you think? Probably, eh? Let's go pick up a new piece of equipment. I'm looking forward to also when we can get those pits cleared out The silage pits, we'll likely put a shed there. I think it would be a reasonable place, I think, and then we can start maybe storing a little bit of our equipment inside. If in the long run, the baler will probably do better parked inside, and the bale wrapper and stuff. So trailers, I guess I'm not as worried about it. You can leave those outside and they can sort of be in the elements. That's okay. But some of the other stuff that has some machinery, working parts in them, I guess it would be nice to have those inside. I wonder what the snow's like on this map. I know, so there was an update for this map that I have not done yet. Actually, I haven't done the update for Farm Sim yet either. I was kind of a little reluctant in the middle of this series to update anything, to be honest with you, because in the past I haven't had a lot of luck with that. But I think we'll have to bite the bullet here at some point and do some updates. But in regards to snow, I guess maybe there was an issue with snow masks on bridges or at the bridge or something. I saw there was something in the change log about adding a snow mask to a bridge, but that's not going to be too big a worry for us because we're not really crossing a bridge. Okay, so we sold the bale. I gotta just plug this in here because I don't really know if I unpaused when we sold the bales or not. But we sold the bales. We were up to $38,000. We got just about. I can't even remember what we got for the bales. But so we got up to $38,000, and I just spent $18,500 on this. So there it is. Holds 8 bales with our minimum horsepower available. It's kind of a perfect option. Now we got to try to back this straight up. Okay, so for some reason that's not connecting, so let's just do this. I'm gonna park this trailer out of the way here. We're gonna have to come back and get this. I don't know whether we can tow this trailer with the weight either, but we're gonna find out in a second here. If not, we can't throw the weight on the front because we already have weight on the front. This tractor's so much lighter without that weight. All right, well, you know what? We'll go get the bales and then we'll come back and get our stuff. There, it's perfect size. The bigger one might have just caused us problems, especially like it's one thing, it says it needed 130 horsepower to tow, but then once you get 24 bales on there at, I think they're 5,500 liters each, like the amount of weight that each one of those bales would be, this tractor would never be able to tow. We'd be done. 8 bales, I think, is going to be quite a bit to begin with, but all right, let's get in the first bale here. Try to stay uphill. I do not think we're going to regret this. Manually loading all these bales would have just taken a long time. So in the long run, this is good for our own mental well-being. Efficiency, obviously, right? Everything's about building efficiencies. Try to figure out what the least amount of work, time, effort, money you can do some kind of task in. Although I'm already realizing I'm having a hard time just backing this thing up a hill. So let's see what it's going to be like when all these bales are on here. We might have to take a run at the hill. This might be a throw in manual and come up the hill in first gear. Okay, one more. There we go. Okay, let's go find a place for these. Probably right behind the greenhouse, I think. Because this, beside the silos here, is kind of nice because you can get through there, but this, right behind the greenhouse is kind of dead space. I don't think there's a bit of a hill there. You know what, let's put them there and then we'll, no, they're going to roll down the hill. We're going to put them over here on the other side of the tree from the pit. I don't want them all to roll away. Not to mention, probably pretty close to when these are ready is when we're going to be trying to sell them anyways. Oh, what are we doing here? Okay, I didn't realize they stacked. Ooh, and then they just fall. Okay, I didn't see that coming. I kind of thought they would just get pushed off the end there.
Hello, how are you? I'm living on the moon. I'm calling from a telephone inside of a saloon. The only other person here left many years ago, and now I sit here at the bar feeling so alone. I've read all of the books I had and walked the planet round, but still the thing I'm looking for refuses to be found, except this clanging deep regret. Oh, I am such a fool, a man who wanted quiet, so he went up to the moon. But now this precious solitude I once thought so sublime has changed my sense of what is real and what is in my mind. I think I hear the voices of my distant family, the laughter of my oldest friends, the years I haven't seen. I know that that's impossible, I tell myself each day, but no one stops those growing sounds, they will not go away, but no one comes here for me.
Alright, that's the last bale, so that'll be, we do 4 stacks of 8, so 32 plus another 4, 36. It's not bad for free grass. There we go, a bunch of money sitting right there. I think I can probably slide this trailer in behind those bales also for storage. All right, that's good. Makes you feel good knowing you got some stuff sitting there. Okay, so what have we been recording for? We've essentially been recording for a little over 60 minutes already, but that includes some time lapses there. So it's very hard to determine exactly how long these episodes are going to end up being. I don't have that. That science down yet. But in saying that, we are going to finish off these fields. And so by the end of this episode, we're going to have put our bales away and we will have our fields the way we want them. I believe what we're going to do with this field here is just take it over to where I'm going to put an arrow. So right over there is where the field sort of the forest cuts in a little bit, and then there's a nice big area in the back there for kind of a natural extension of a field, or sort of a natural next field. So this field here is going to basically run across this line. I gotta get in the manual here. One sec. Okay, it's better. We got it down to first gear here. So just run along the side of our property line here. And then we're going to take this essentially to right about here. And we're going to run this up. It's going okay. If we can just get this to line up with that other field there, then we can fill this one in. And then the grass field will, which is the one off to the right, the immediate right here, is going to also extend and then essentially go right up the hill. In the end, I mentioned how, well, it'd be nice to have like a bit of a buffer between the fields and the farm or the homestead, but really and truly, it's okay. I mean, it's grass, right? We'll just get this little cut in here. It is grass in the end. It's not like we're, well, I don't know, maybe eventually we will spread. I was going to say it's not like we're spreading manure, but maybe we will spread manure. Okay, I'm going to get these fields, at least get this field cut, and then we can chat about what we did, and we'll go on to the next one.
Thinking places where you spend your time. Ain't no place I'd rather go. You're a funny little critter and I love you so. And I wanna take a ride in the wheelbarrow in your mind. I come and sit down with me in a rocking chair. Coffee pot is nice and hot. We can sit in our underwear. Tell me about the dreams you had last week, swimming all around with the fish in the sea. Come sit down with me in a rocking chair.
Get this last little bit here. I forgot how painful this plow is. Cruising around first gear here. Okay, so that worked out perfectly. That's just a matter of expanding the grass field beside it. And then that section over there will be its own field, and we'll have really, these will be big fields over here. So essentially we'll have kind of like 3 big fields over here, and then the one over on the other side of the little driveway there on the way in, and that will be a pretty good use of the property that we've bought here.
I know that's impossible, I tell myself each day, but no one stops those growing sounds, they will not go away, but no one comes here for me, which was my own cruel design. There's nothing left but dusty dreams and memories and time. Hello, how are you? I heard you're on the moon. Tell us why you went up there, it's very strange of you. Now we all know that you're the kind of person who must find the things that keep you up at night and occupy your mind. But tell me, do you think that you can do it all alone? The answer must be no, or else you wouldn't even fold. Why don't you come down to earth? You know that we miss you. It's been so long since you've been gone.
So I think as we're cutting this field here, we are going to end this episode, and in the next one this will be done. I'll just continue on here, and then in the next episode we will I'll have either delivered a couple loads of logs to save you from that, or we will do that together, and we'll get the equipment set up for. We're gonna have to obviously throw down some lime, and we want to make sure we got some fertilizer and some seeds and a seeder. And then we are, what is it? I think August was when we could start to plant, if I could remember correctly. Well, we could plant grass right away. Obviously, we can in the big field that's closer to the silo. That's where the grass is going to go. These fields are going to be likely one of them will be wheat. We will want the straw because I do. When we roll into probably next summer is when we'll get into cows. So we'll have hopefully built up a bit of stockpile of cash and put ourselves in a situation where we'll be able to use some of the bales for feed, and then we'll get into stuff like that. This a little funky at the end over here. This end of the map, I was running into some challenges. I think I can actually straighten this end out here, so I might play around with it a little bit as I'm finishing this off camera. But so we may straighten the end of this up a bit. Yeah, anyways, I figured this would be a decent place to leave it here while we're in mid-plow and or mid-cultivate, I guess, field creation. I can't even pick a gear here. Oh, I'm about to run out of fuel too. Great. If I run out of fuel, I have no way of getting fuel. Short of running with a jerry can. I'm going to leave that cultivator right there. We're going to run into town quickly. Thanks again for watching, and I appreciate all the comments and the likes and stuff. I think maybe by the time we'll have posted this, because this is, I think I'm recording, this might be episode 7, I think, that I'm recording right now. This one you're watching, I guess, but I think I've posted 3 or 4 on YouTube, so I am recording a little ahead of when I'm posting, but that's only just because my the time that I can actually record is few and far between, so I make the most of it, and then I can edit more readily without having to worry about gameplay. So anyways, probably none of that makes sense. Thanks again for all the comments and the support. We'll likely be over 100 subscribers by the time this one hits, and I think that's pretty cool. So thank you once again, and I'll see you soon.